Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out, from Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo go?
A tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too.
With Canelo versus Crawford coming up soon, the heat is not going away anytime soon. Just like at the last news conference, Canelo and Crawford were caught using racial slurs. The whole thing started when Canelo was asked about the fight they had at the previous press conference.
Say a lot of negative things about Canelo's resume, but I won't. I wanna, pay homage to the fighters that he fought. And if he don't wanna pay homage to the fighters I fought, if he think they nobodies, then come fight time, then I wonder what they're gonna say after I beat him.
When he pushed you, I know you've gained weight. You look actually a lot bigger. When he gave you a half shove, how is that size feeling now?
Listen, that wasn't nothing. What I mean? That little push didn't do nothing, as you can see, but...
After the news conference, Crawford said again that he was laughing at Canelo's crazy behavior and that he likes all the drama.
Great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. The Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and the Kovalevs and Triple Gs, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights, so this is my mega fight, this is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight all time.
At the last news conference, Terence Crawford talked about how Canelo Alvarez shoved him during the face-off. In addition, he said that the push had not scared him in any way and had nothing to do with the fight plan he was using. In addition to the last news conference, there was a face-off with a death stare during this. One new boxing organizer, Dana White, who was actually signed with the UFC, had to step in and stop them.
That's a little early on, put Canelo behind, right? Even if it's 3 out of the first 4 rounds, because when Canelo has to fight, when Canelo has to step it up, after 7 rounds, he starts to fade a little bit. We've seen that with Bivol. We've seen it in a lot of his fights with Triple G. When Canelo could control the fight and the ring generalship, he could fight 12 rounds pretty good. But when Canelo gets pushed early on in the fight, he starts to fade muscle endurance wise. So if I was Crawford, I would kind of stay in his ass a little bit on the early rounds and make him have to play catch up in rounds 3, 4, 5, and then by round 7.
It is not just a war. 2 men will fight in the same ring in this once-in-a-lifetime event. They have beaten opponents in every weight class, won as many titles as they have prizes, and shut down critics everywhere. After thinking about his fight with Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo Alvarez talked about how this experience motivates him. He thought about how Saunders had behaved and acted before the fight, which made him so angry that he went into the ring to fight, more violently and angrily by saying that. He gave the impression that he would go through something similar in his fight with Crawford.
My opponents, and I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something, and he did. And now before I respect his word, because he say, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. Just I respect everybody, but if you with me, so it's gonna be different.
Terrence, is that true? Did Turkey Al-Sheikh ask you to spice things up?
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
I ain't scared of and you're gonna find that out. As you seen, the last press conference.
We'll see.
When I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out.
UFC fans may not have ever seen you fight before, and they might tune in because Dana White from the UFC is involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of MMA fans? There were things Crawford said that Canelo Alvarez did not like, especially when Crawford said that he did not think it was important to live up to other people's standards. Canelo says that Crawford almost seemed to have something to prove or someone to talk about at the press meeting.
You have to never let off the gas, never stop, never quit. Never allow anyone to talk you out of the dream, the vision, and ideas, and understand that for every level there's another devil. It is the devil's job to create challenges, issues, and conflicts, insecurities, fear, because he wants to put you to a test. But I can tell you now, I piss the devil off every day because I just don't stop. And the devil is so mad. This fucking guy, doesn't matter if he gets sick, it doesn't matter what happens to his money or his finances. Every time he gets out of his bed and he's on a mission to get it done. And as you begin to look at your life.
During the news conference, Canelo made a similar claim. He told the media and boxing staff that the noise during the last fight may have been caused by Crawford's team telling him to walk him down. He told Crawford that if he messed with him, his career would end.
Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire. It's in his mind. It's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class. Can he carry it? But those intangibles, I believe that he has them.
To be honest. First, we know Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford got into a heated argument during the face-off. Crawford said he was not scared despite stories going around in the Canelo camp. He said that he turned up in front of Canelo to show him that he was not afraid, giving us a hint that he was making plans for the fight. Canelo later said that he never did this himself, referencing what Crawford's uncle said.
What do you think about that fight?
Canelo Crawford, good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength, because it's hard to go up in high weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve the power.
Even though he keeps saying it, Crawford says he does not fear anyone. At their last news conference, he told everyone that he was not afraid to go up to Canelo, who is a naturally big fighter. Canelo will find that out when they fight.
He might do really well in there. So look, regardless,
fight them both. Like, what are the differences between them? Obviously, it's Wade.
Canelo's stronger and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Yeah. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean.
Yeah.
So really, that's the difference. And they both hit hard. Because and you can see the strength. When I was fighting against Crawford, I didn't think Crawford was that strong, but when he kind of moved me around a little bit.
On the one hand, is Canelo Alvarez a Mexican hero and the present undisputed super middleweight champion with 39 knockouts, 63 wins, and 2 losses. He has fought some of the best boxers, including Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Sergio Kovalev, Miguel Cotto, and more. Even though both the fighters and the fans were talking about how big the fight was, he expertly kept Crawford in check. He was a little nervous at first, but now he knows that. Today is a big day for Canelo.
He might do really well in there. So look,
You fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them? Obviously, it's way.
Canelo's strong and is easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean. So really, that's the difference. And they both hit hard. Because and you can see the strength. You know, when I was fighting against Crawford, I didn't think Crawford was that strong, but when he kind of moved me around a little bit, he is very strong as well. So look, yeah. But why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. What?
Eddie Hearn says that he leans more toward Canelo. Then Hearn set up a scenario where neither side finds a battle easy at all. He knew that Crawford's unique style, along with his quick reactions, smooth moves, and frequent adjustments, could make the ring look like a checkerboard and force Canelo to catch up.
You know, so everybody, you know, that's coming in thinking that I need a knockout to beat Canelo Alvarez is wrong. And that's not the approach that, you know, we taking this fight. If the knockout comes, then it comes. But we're not going in there to knock him out. We're not looking for the knockout.
Terrence, you've said if you win, you feel you're on the Mount Rushmore.
I didn't say if I win.
Okay.
Said when I win.
Well, with that, you know, what is Terrence Crawford's legacy with a win over Canelo?
Listen, I already said it.
Hearn also said that Crawford sees this fight as more than just a way to make a lot of money or win a new title. That is the main goal for him. He says Crawford sees it as his chance to become more than just a technical genius and become great, the one that goes down in the history books of the sport. According to Hearn, Crawford does not want power. His goal is to leave a memory.
Win the fight, man. That's coming up. The biggest
Crawford.
fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway, for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's gonna go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always
prepared.
He's always ready. He's always prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and move.
Addressing the elephant in the room, the size difference had to be dealt with as well. The fact that Crawford was at 47 pounds made him a welterweight, keeping an eye on the 168-pound king for a long time. Still, it was easy to see the change in weight. Crawford kept calling out Canelo's name. It was interesting that Canelo left the door open. He did not close the door, but left it open so that he would be serious if the business did work out.
Alvarez, what do you think about that fight if they did fight? Looks like it's up for September.
Good fight. You know, if 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique, because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
He has power, smart, in more practical.
He has more experience. He's very experienced.
Now what do... In his career, Canelo went from being a young prospect to one of the biggest sports stars and pay-per-view stars of the day. He fought and beat champions at 4 different weights. Canelo has his own kingdom both inside and outside of the ring. He fights with steel chin body shots that wear down opponents and accurate heavy counter punches. At the news conference, he looked calmer and more at ease than Crawford. He talked about how he felt about working with Dana White. And the event managers to get ready for the big event Canelo, so that White and UFC players work together, and did not see the UFC and boxing as competitors. You get the impression that we are competing, but I am not. He stated, I like Dana White all the time. Each and every UFC fighter is someone I admire and respect. I believe that if we all work together, we can achieve great things, so I'm excited to work with Dana White and everyone else involved in this big fight like Netflix and everyone else. I am glad to choose this guy. He knows I've always liked him. This time Crawford is different for everyone. Antonio Tarver was sure of Terence Crawford's mindset and said it was like the fearless, commanding presence that great boxers have.
Middleweight fight. Boachuk's 26-2. He's got 24 wins by knockout, 92% finish rate, and he's ranked number 5 in the super welterweight division. He's taking on Adams, 25-4, 16 wins by knockout, and this is a rematch of a badass fight with these two, where literally Adams had to win the fight by knockout, and he did in the 8th round. He won by TKO. Ivan Ditchko versus Jermaine Franklin Jr., 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Ditchko, undefeated, 15-0, 14 wins by knockout, 93% finish rate. The guy is 6'9". He's from Kazakhstan, and he's a 2-time Olympic bronze medalist. He's taking on Franklin, who's 23-2, 15 wins by knockout. And he actually, one of those losses, 23-2, one of those losses to Anthony Joshua. He went the distance with Joshua. Reito Susumi versus Javier Mendez, 6 rounds, super featherweight bout. Susumi is 2-0 from Japan. He's from Tokyo. He's got over 100 amateur fights. He's taking on Javier Martinez, 7-2 from Dallas. Sultan Al Muhammad versus Martin Caraballo, 4-round, super lightweight bout. Sultan Al Muhammad, it's his pro debut. He's 17 years old. And Caraballo is from Hollywood, Florida. Steve Nelson versus Reiko Santana, 10 rounds, light heavyweight bout. Nelson's 20-1 with 16 knockouts. Santana's 12-4, coming off back-to-back upset wins, and he's looking to make it 3 in a row. Also on the card is Marco Verde. We don't have an opponent for him yet, to be determined. So when we get that done, we'll announce it. The undercard of Canelo Crawford starts at 5:30.
And Tarver turned his attention to Canelo Alvarez and gave a harsh opinion. He agreed that Canelo was tough, but he said that the Mexican star had not faced a real task in a while, and that his movement in the ring had not been as sharp lately. Tarver said that being comfortable can be bad. Even the best defenders may slow down because of it. He is now in the ring with a tough Canelo. Now Canelo's footwork has not been up to par lately, and he has not been a real threat in a long time. We get so used to being in that zone sometimes, but you need to dig deep to get ready for Crawford. Do you feel me? We all know that Crawford is a skilled boxer with a record of 41-0 and 30 knockouts. His game is a switch-hitting puzzle that no opponent has yet figured out. He has not faced anyone else since he moved up to 40 pounds. He ruled the 47-pound division by shocking the boxing world when he beat Errol Spence Jr., and he just won a world title at 54 pounds to face the most dangerous man at 168. He is now moving up one class, which is a brave move. That kind of desire does not happen very often. I have not seen many people who could pull it off. Frank Martin talked about how he thought William Skull and Terence Crawford would fight Canelo Alvarez in different ways. Skull changed his style to be more sneaky after Canelo's last fight, which Martin thought was going too far on defense. Martin, on the other hand, does not think Crawford will take that approach. I do not think Terence will run away from Canelo as much as that guy did. I think he will box, but he will also take some shots. I think he will fight Canelo in spurts. Martin thinks that Crawford may not be as strong as Canelo because of his size, but Crawford will always have stronger advantages like speed to fight with Canelo. Martin also went on to say that it is very likely that Crawford will beat Canelo because he is faster when he is smaller.